This be the G Shaw Cipher. You already know what it is. You are on the grind live, put together by the Grind Report. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting us. You know what I mean? What we do is we support anybody that's out there grinding, and don't matter what you grinding in, as long as it's positive, as long as you taking it to the next level, and as long as you get into it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever that is, you get into that bag to make sure you can expand and elevate. Right now, what we get ready to do is we're gonna interview a dude that's been really doing this thing for a minute. We're gonna talk about what he got going on and then why he on his grind. You know what I mean? So as without further ado, we gonna get to it. You already know what it is. Shaw Cipher, let's get it. Yeah, so I'm gonna break up the homie Jae Grind.
Yo,
What's
what's good,
good,
yo?
my G?
I'm chilling, man. Long night, long day. How you doing, man?
Man, listen, I appreciate you, getting tuned in with us, man. I'm just, doing what we do on a daily basis, which is just try to keep it as real as possible. You know what I'm saying? Let me make sure I put this phone on do not disturb because people be trying to hit me soon as I get on the, get
Soon
on
as you
this.
busy, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like, yo, let me put this thing on do not disturb. Like, what's going on? Listen, man, let the people know where you from. You know what I'm saying? Where you know what I mean? Where you from? How you got into this music business? Let's take it back to the origin.
Yo, y'all already know it's Jay Grind from the Boogie Down BX Bronx. Y'all already know Stomper Grounds, New York.
Yeah,
Um, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the Mecca of hip hop. So, you know what I'm saying? I studied the greats before me. But how I got started was I was 8 years old and I did my first rap when I was eight. I still remember some of my bars when I was 8 years old. I was like, put the bars, put the something to your face, break the face, and then I just kept rapping. I was
right,
doing my ciphers on the block back then.
yeah,
The kids don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? You just circle around, just freestyling.
right,
Um, Everybody playing the doing the beatbox with clips, and everybody was just you know what I'm saying. So I kept doing that and I kept writing just for therapeutic, and then
yeah,
I got into the studio. I had to learn the studio and stuff because one thing was I was never afraid to perform
right,
as an artist. So I used to perform in high school. I used to perform everywhere, and so I just had to learn the studio back in 2018, and then
right,
I just told myself if I'm gonna do something like this, I want to have a reason and a meaning behind it.
right, right.
So here I am with 4 albums and like maybe like 10 singles that I have so far.
Wow.
So
Who would you say influenced you? You know what I mean in the music. Is there anybody that influenced you, or is just overall music that you say, yeah, this is something I want to do?
well, I mean, like art, like I learned like growing up, I learned from artists like Styles P,
Right.
Nas, the Tupac, like my freestyles, I was influenced by like Big L, Cassidy, you know what I'm saying? Like or like I would hear like, Busta Rhymes rap or like I
Yeah.
would hear like Mac Miller, Murs, Common, like all of those guys, like Andre 3000, like all of these artists that I have a mixture of like artists that I listen to.
Mixture
DMX,
genre. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you said DMX, you said
Big Pun, my
Big
fault, almost
Pun.
forgot Big Pun.
I mean,
Yeah,
you BX, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta like the Big Pun, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Um, you know what I mean? So what out of those particular artists did really gravitate you to, you know what I mean, to the most and
Styles
then
P, Nas, and DMX and Tupac, like those guys really like I felt like they were teaching me a lot growing up.
right,
Um and just really learning from them and just kind of like figuring out like learning their style and just kind of figuring out like how can I make it my own style, just be myself. Oh, also I forgot I'm a huge Lloyd Banks fan.
Lloyd
Huge.
Banks.
I
He
used
got
to watch his
bars.
documentaries back in the day.
Right, right, right.
Like he had the ones he would just be by the South Side Jamaica, just on by the block, just talking about how he was just rhyme and stuff. And I would just like watch him and stuff. So I'm a huge
Right.
Lloyd Banks fan. Huge, huge.
Yo,
I listened to all his albums
all
recently,
his
so I was like,
mixtapes. Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
of it, all his mixtapes back in the day. You know what I'm saying? I still listen to it now, but it's just like, all right.
Right, 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 right. So talk to me, man. Like, what was it like growing up in the BX, right? I mean, I'm a fellow New Yorker. I'm from Brooklyn, though. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to all my Brooklyn peoples, you know what I'm saying? My Flatbush and my Best you know what I mean? All over. But anyway, like for you, what was it like, you know what I'm saying, growing up in the BX for you? And then what out of your upbringing, so this is like a two-part question. What out of your upbringing made you the artist that you are today?
Well, growing up in the Bronx back in the day was tough. It was rough. It wasn't as nice as it was now, as it is, as it looks.
Right.
Um, Getting into fights with people on the block, people from school, people strangers on the block. Because back in the day, people used to be outside.
Right, right,
Well,
right,
people
right.
not outside no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody inside. People getting older, so everybody trying to chill. So it was tough, fighting and stuff, getting into trouble with the cops. Not something I want to really like glorify or anything. It's not cool. Trust me, it sucks because
Yeah.
they don't treat you like a human being. But making it through, not knowing, like, I was never in a stable school setting. I was always jumping to different schools and just trying to, get by so I can, navigate. Because it was just terrible. I was around gang violence a lot back when gangs were like with the flags. It was like
Right,
really
right,
big and stuff. So
right.
it
You
was
couldn't
it
be
was
on
rough,
certain
and you
block.
couldn't be soft. Like you couldn't be soft. You couldn't be sweet.
Right,
Like even if you look soft, if you look like a target, like if you look
right.
soft, like you're gonna have to make sure you know how to fight. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it
So
was tough.
so what out of that, so out of all that you've been through, like how would you say made you into the artist that you are today? Like any of that translates into the music that you put out now or
Yeah,
before?
I want better. You know what I'm saying? Like I want better in the sense like I want to express myself and understand where it's coming from, like my feelings, my emotions, and just really understanding that instead of using it as violence. Because honestly, like I'm more like I would say I would say, and others could even say, like I'm big. Like I'm not a barker. I'll bite before I bark. So like I'm
Right, right,
now
right.
learning how to use my voice before I didn't know how to. And I
Yeah,
think that's
yeah.
what rap did for me. Cause I just felt like just hands, whatever weapons, like you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know how to express myself. It was just only as a black man, and I'm sure you can relate, like
Right,
all we
right.
knew was either I'm happy or I'm mad. I didn't know in between. I didn't like if I was embarrassed, I was already upset. If I
Right,
felt sad,
right.
I was already upset. Like I could like you know what I'm saying? If I'm hurt, I'm not gonna show, I'm gonna just be angry.
Right. There's no way
Like,
you couldn't manage, you couldn't really manage your emotions or really know how to, or even know that was even possible. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Like, what I mean? We coming from where we come from, you gotta it's either you it's either you deal with it, you know what I'm saying, and take it to the chin, you know what I mean, or keep it moving. Like there's no crying, there's no, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, there's no talking to people about it, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you gotta man up. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely understand that. And you don't know how to channel those emotions, you end up taking it out on people that you don't want to take it out on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So definitely understand. Let's talk about the music though. What do you
Mhm.
like? Describe your writing style. Like when you get in the studio, like is there gotta be a certain environment before you start writing, or you know what I mean, or you can just get in the studio and get to it as long as when you have the right beat.
I can get into the studio whenever, like whenever I'm writing. I normally write outside the studio, like when I'm just either in deep thought, just I just have a thought or I just have a certain emotion, I just want to write it out, or a certain event that happened, good or bad. Don't always got to be bad, but I'm like I'm always just constantly just being creative right now, just using that energy instead of using it for the bad. I just want to put all of that into my writing, into my music. And
Right.
so whatever I'm feeling or whatever I get the urge to do, I'd rather just put it in my music.
Right, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, music is therapeutic. You know what I mean? Like you said earlier, it has the ability to it has the ability to get out a lot of emotions that you might not, you know what I'm saying? Like you might not know how to get out any other way. You know what I'm saying? And music
Hmm.
talks to people. And that's what's dope about music is that it affects not just you, it affects the people that's listening to it. You know what I'm saying? So talk about some of the production. Like do you deal with any specific producers, or it really doesn't matter? Like do you have anybody in-house?
I'm very specific. It's hard. I don't think it's the music industry; it's just the people in it.
Right,
So luckily, I was referred to this dude, Nep, great guy, and then he put me on to another producer who's B Quiz.
okay,
Definitely work with them closely. They know my sound.
right,
They definitely are very helpful when I'm in the studio. Most of the time I'm coming in there killing it, but they definitely, you know what I'm saying, they understand my style. So like when I do music with them, I don't gotta really like tell them; they already know. So,
Right,
um,
right, right,
so those are my two guys so far. I've worked with. I actually have another engineer. He's definitely dope too, but I normally go to those main two. So I have three guys, but those are the guys I really know if like if I really want to get a project done and they're professional, they get it right, and they actually care about my sound because they know I'm different. I don't like
right.
do what everybody else do, so they like it and they appreciate it. So yeah,
Do you engineer yourself? Do you, or do you, you have
Nah,
a home studio? You go to a studio and all that?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a mess up my own sound. Be like, oh, what?
No, no, no. I feel you.
They
Like,
gonna
listen,
shut it off. Like,
I'm an artist too. That's where the name Shaw Cypher came from. You know what I'm saying? And I
yeah,
actually, my engineer's in Brooklyn, so I got to send him my stuff. So I had to learn how to do it great, just good enough, well, great enough from a recording perspective to get it to him, so he don't be like, "Yo, you got to re-record that. That's horrible." You know what I'm saying? So it took me a minute. You know what I'm saying? But that sometimes that might be an option for you, especially when just something to think about, especially when um you sitting on the track for a minute. You know what I'm saying? You want to try to perfect it. You don't know, you know what I'm saying? You don't know, you got your lyrics, but it's dope when you hear yourself, when you hear it back, and you be like, nah, that line don't sound right. You know what I mean? When you in a studio, it's cool because I write a lot of my songs before the studio too. You know what I'm saying? But when you in a studio, it's one of those things where, man, I only got but so much time because I booked this amount of time. You know what I'm saying? I
hmm
booked this time. But when I record myself and send it, when I'm recording myself, I got all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because it's my stuff, you know what I mean?
you're more
Now,
comfortable.
more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? But I still like that studio vibe. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, like, talk about the vibe for you in the studio. Like, what is the vibe like? Do you always have do you have a couple people with you all the time, or is it just you, the engineer or producer? Like, what does it look like in the studio for you when you ready to record?
Just me, the engineer. Just
Yeah,
me and the engineer. I need that because a lot of, like I said, like my sound is just me and my time. If I do have a collab, they either got their own thing going on, or actually I had some people that were there that
right,
was a part of the song. It was good. Like I said, I was able to knock it out. But no, most of the time I'm always by myself doing my own music because that's the time I get to just boom, knock it out, just kill it.
right, right, right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? And we working, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like I don't play around in the studio. I don't not because of the money, but it's just like I have something to say. I'm not trying to hang out here. Like I got something to
right,
say.
right, right. I
Yeah.
mean, it's still a business at the end of the day. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's still a business at the end of the day. You got this song that we want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? It's called Hate. You know what I mean? Obviously it could be self-explanatory, but I don't like to assume nothing. I want to get the what's the origin behind this song, like, and then, like, how did you come up with the concept?
So the song "Hate" basically, at the time, I mean, not now. I had a lot of hate in my heart. I had a lot of issues with a lot of people,
Right,
and I felt like just being in the Bronx, like especially in the South Bronx, and for me is like it's a trap for me.
right,
Why is it a trap for me? Because like nobody's not gonna just like sit there and like attack me. They're gonna just probably do something to like to set myself up for failure. So
right,
um that's why I wanted to make that song Hate because I was like I think in one of my first verses I was like again I think they want to stop me from making green. So it's just like the whole point was just like that, and then it's just kind of talk about like the trauma and stuff that I had. So
right,
and just me, being who I am, and now you gotta face this. But I said, I already knew, like, if I attack with violence, I knew, like, 911 no doubt, hoping I'm locked away in the cage. So
right.
it's like full of hate. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the concept came from.
Is this, off of a full project? Because I think I saw something on Spotify where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had
yeah.
like a
Monster,
project.
monster. That's
Monster,
the
yeah,
monster
yeah.
album. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How many tracks you got on that?
I think 9, 10, 9, 10.
Right. Right. Let me pull up. I think I got Spotify up. You know what I'm saying? I always try to, if your music is on Spotify, what I usually try to do, man, is, when we play it, I want to make sure you get them streams. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, thank you.
um, but yeah, man. So, um, what was one of the so let me ask you this, being in this industry and being in the time frame, first of all, how long have you been doing music seriously? Because I know you mentioned earlier you started when you was
20,
young.
2018.
Yeah, so 2018 when you got in the studio, right?
Hmm.
Um, since 2018 up to now, what do you feel like is the biggest lesson you've learned in the music business?
Uh, uh, just being consistent and building a network and not trying to jump to the jump to a league that you're not a part of.
Right,
Make
right.
your own league. I mean, make your own league. That's what I've realized and learned, and constantly perfecting my craft and just not changing or giving up who I am to try to fit this illusion of the industry. So just
No, I
continue
feel
doing me.
I feel you. Um, have you done any performances? Because I
Oh,
know
a
you
lot.
talked about
Oh
performance.
yeah,
You
yeah, 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 yeah,
so
yeah,
talk
yeah,
so
yeah,
talk to
yeah,
me
yeah.
about so let's talk to me about the responses you get. You know what I mean? Like what is it? What is the because obviously when you do it live versus somebody hearing the song, you know what I mean, over the headphones and things like that, it's a different experience for that person. So talk to me what the experience is like and some of the responses you get from the performances you do.
So like when I perform, like the energy is there. A lot of people are really moved by it. I grasp people's attention. I shock a lot of people because I don't like I don't rap over my song. Like I have a instrumental mix, and
Right, right. A
people will be like,
performance. Yeah, you got a
yeah,
performance track. Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
have a performance track, and a lot of people are looking at me like, yo, that's different. Like you can
No,
actually rap.
know
Like I
your
know my
words.
stuff, and I know my words, and I can actually rap. So it throws
Right,
a lot of people off.
right,
And a
right,
lot,
right,
and like I said, that's how I met one of the engineers and producers, CK Beats. I met him at a performance when I was doing It's Official. He was
right.
like, "Yo, that was sick." So that's how I got to meet him, and then I kept performing, and that's how I met a lot of other artists because they just like, "Yo, this guy's nice. Like he's really talented." And then you got some people that was like, "Oh, I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm pretty clear on what I'm talking about." But I guess it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
people are not used to hearing somebody who's clear on what they saying. So I had a message. So a lot of
Right,
people
right,
really. So it's in between. I got. It's like I feel like it's the extreme. It's like it's either it's good, and you got the people that's just like, especially if they're not really for that kind of music that's really
right,
clear and that has something that stands on something. They're just like, oh,
right.
okay, but now you
Yeah,
got this whole thing going on where like now music is dying out. Like there's no 2023 hip hop awards. It was nobody that was new. It was a lot of old heads, a lot of
right,
guys that been in the game for a while, just kind of keeping it alive. So it just
right.
says a lot. That's
I
why I
mean,
want to be consistent.
right. That says a lot though. You know what I'm saying? Like, we I think the music right now, we really looking for something new and fresh and something that a message. Like, what are you saying? You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel. Like, what are you trying to say? You know what I mean? Are you telling your story or you mumbling? You know what I mean? Well, what are you doing to bring more quality to the genre? And some of y'all artists out there gotta stop rapping over your own songs. Like, stop rapping over these songs, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you want to rap over your song, you might as well stand there and let the DJ play your song. And you know what I mean? And it's dope to have the performance track, even if you got the performance track that just got the chorus and your ad libs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it'll help boost the song, especially if you got some dope ad libs and doubles and shit like that. Like it'll come through and then resonate during the performance. You know what I'm saying? So and plus you're not fighting against your own words. And it proves that you know your stuff. You know what I mean? So
But we can't hear you. Like
right,
it's
right,
different being in the studio and it's different being live.
right, right, right. Um like for you, is there anything outside or within the music business, you know what I mean, that you would like to expand into? I know you are artist, but would you like to be a producer, or you want to be a bigger entrepreneur when you want to do clothing and stuff like that? Like what are some other things you're looking to do as you move forward?
As I'm moving forward, I am looking to be to take my music and make clothing with it. That's something
Right,
I was really thinking about. Also, just taking my music into film,
right.
um, and just getting it in different areas and just kind of like I don't know, but I know definitely the design. Like I'm trying to figure out like t-shirts and sweaters and like sweatpants and stuff like that. Just really get it in different areas. I don't like I want to have different eggs in different baskets, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that. I don't want to just make a song and then make a music video, then perform,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's it. I kind of wanted to get out there. I'm doing the right things, but it's just I know eventually I'm already like when it comes to movies and stuff, I'm already talking to people, letting people know, and then they a lot of them like my songs, so they put it in the movies and stuff. So
Right. Sync
that's
links.
where.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's one of the things. Like, you don't necessarily have to just put your music on Spotify for people to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the sync licensing opportunities, you got commercials, you got the YouTubes, you got all kinds of different opportunities to have, put your music out there. You know what I mean? It's dope,
And that's why I want
especially
to keep my music clean
right.
from the jump.
Right. It makes more sense doing it that way because you have more opportunities. You don't ever have to worry about, yo, do I got a clean version and a dirty version? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's definitely it's definitely more marketable when you have the clean, when it's completely clean. You know what I'm saying? So definitely something that I definitely recommend. Um I want to play this song "Hate" because we talked about it. We right now we got it on our radio station, Power 107.6 The Truth. We got it on the Hype 87.3. That's out in Georgia. We're in Jacksonville. So shout out to everybody that's been supporting on that. And really, paying attention. But I want to play a little bit of this. We're gonna play it straight off of Spotify right now, off the Monster album that he put out. Any other albums are you ready to put out a new album? Or you got
it's
anything new coming?
Agony. The Agony album is definitely in the works. I just did a visual to it.
Right,
Um, to one song that I did with a collab with an artist.
right.
And in February I'm gonna complete it and then release it in March. That's the goal.
Do you got a video for Hate?
No, I'm working on that. I'm actually
Okay.
working on I'm working on a visual for that right now. I'm trying to get motorcycles, guys on a bike.
Right,
I already
right.
got some people that want to be in it, and then I'm even thinking about getting it choreographed because I know people. I had somebody. I remember playing it after I came out the studio, and I has like there were these girls. They were just dancing. I was like, all right, you know what?
Yeah,
I want
yeah,
to take it
yeah.
there too. So I
Oh
want to do
yeah,
a
yeah,
visual for that.
yeah. That'll be dope. I mean, if you had the video, we would have premiered it right here. But we just gonna play the song. You know what I'm saying? And then vibe to it, and we'll get back to it. So give me the dope intro for this song right here.
Dope intro. All right, y'all. So you know, it's from the Bronx. It's from me. It's a
BX.
monster album.
Yeah,
BX. So y'all want to listen to it. That's the intro. Listen to it.
yeah, 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 yeah. Let's get it. We're gonna play this right now. We're gonna throw we gonna throw the things on it.
The beef will end, let me be brief. When I see you dead, that's relief. Over jealousy, don't joke your game. Be solid, the guns will get involved. Silver or no mystery. Make assumptions, you won't get mentioned. Have no history. Seems like I'm on my A game. No one wants to fight. Soon as I wanna chill, I got someone who trying to test me. What's good, B? You looking at the surface, a lot of things you don't see. All the talking got me sleeping. I'm looking to react in violence. Don't tell me I'm overreacting. You the one causing the scene. Again, I'm thinking they trying to stop me from making green cats. Yell about a case. Act the hood till I put you in a case. Oh my gosh, I wanna send you to a place where you sleep in darkness, wishing you can press with one.
That's
Thought you
wrong.
could be me, I see
I
it in
see
your
it in
eyes.
your
I
eyes.
can read
I
your
can
mind.
read your
You
mind.
won't get sure. Something you can't
Something you
handle.
can't
Hate
handle,
that,
hate
you
that.
gotta
You
do
gotta
it.
do it.
Full of rage on that gangsta. Number one on dial, hoping I'm locked away in the cage. Full of hate, full of hate. Yeah. Full of rage on that gangsta. Number one on dial, hoping I'm locked away in the cage. Full of hate, full of hate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Battlefield of the
Battlefield of
mind,
the mind,
revenge, really
revenge,
of the
really of the
innocent, will it
innocent.
and what friend do
What
I
friend do
have?
I have?
Don't take me
Don't
lightly,
take me
cause I
lightly
let
because
you
I
beg
let
for
you
mercy,
beg for
feeling
mercy,
my
feeling
wrath.
my wrath.
Whoever did me
Whoever did me
wrong,
wrong,
advocated, should have
advocated,
killed
should
me.
have killed me.
While you had the
Why you
chance,
had the
let me
chance to let
fall,
me
hold the
fall,
strong,
hold it
told
strong,
over
hold
hate
it
on
with
my
hate on
shoulder.
my shoulder.
Wanted you running
You
away,
running
try to
away.
make it easier. I can
I
digest
could
me,
digest me,
killing you,
killing you,
putting
putting
you
you
through
through torture.
torture, screaming like I
And
did,
like I said,
begging you to
begging you
stop.
to stop.
You know the rest. This rap
The
thing,
rap
when I'm
thing, when
spitting,
I'm
it's
spitting
real.
this
You
real,
came
you
into
came
my
into
life
my
as a
life as
bill.
a bill.
Lord, I know you
Lord,
said,
what you
thou shalt
said,
not
thou
kill.
shalt not kill.
Keep pushing
Keep
the
pushing
edge.
the edge.
The sin is
The
running
sin is
out.
running
Got
out.
in your heart. I want to stop the blood from circulating. Does hate
Does hate
change
change
anything?
anything?
I ain't gonna give him all of it. I want
Yeah.
them to go. I want them to go. I want them to go to Spotify or Apple, all of the all the digital platforms, and go listen to that Monster album. That Hate. You definitely got a message on there. You know what I'm saying? You definitely saying some things. Who produced that record?
Oh, dang, man. I forgot the name of it, to be
It's all
honest.
good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I forgot
You
the
know what I
name
mean?
of
Shout
the
out to the
producer.
producer. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the producer. We gotta show love to the producers. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to them. You know what I mean? Shout out to your engineer. I like that record, especially the whole engineering behind it. I can, everything sound in sync. You know what I'm saying? The sound like they had the violins, and you know what I'm saying. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean that was hard. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely likes it. You know what I'm saying? So keep doing your thing with that. Yo, what would you say? This is a question. You're Jae Grind, you on the grind live. You know what I'm saying? So you had to. It was supposed to be this interview. Jae Grind on the grind live, the
That's
grind
fire.
report.
That's
You know
fire.
what I'm
That's fire.
saying?
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about it. Like, what would you consider? What is your definition of grind?
The definition of grind is being consistent, disciplined, and determined and not stopping, regardless of people supporting you or not. Just educating yourself, networking with people, picking
Right,
people's brains, and just having a mind of your own and just following through. I think that's the word I want to say. Just
follow through.
following through.
Right,
And
right,
that's what I'm good at doing. I'm good at following through anything I do. If I say I'm gonna collab, if I say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna follow through. You know what I mean? So
the follow through is very important. Even that's even down to the email. Like, yo, you reach out to somebody, you know what I'm saying, and you say, yo, I'm gonna hit you up. Follow through, send that email like, yo, I'm just, following up to let you know, blah, blah, blah. Like the follow through is important, you know what I mean? Because it may make the difference between your, where you at now and where you want to be in the future. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm.
follow through is definitely important. So if anybody, let's say a kid from the BX comes up to you and says, Jay, you know what I'm saying? You've been doing this for a while. What is the first thing what was the first tip you would give them if they decided that they want to try this business out on their own?
First of all, you gotta know your why. When I mean know your why, I know a lot of people say that, like, why do you want to make music?
Right,
Like, why do you what do you want people to see you as? What do you want to like, what mark do you want to put in this world as an artist? Like, what are you trying to do?
right. You're trying to
Push.
accomplish. Yeah, yeah,
And then I would tell them, like, you can't. It's gonna get hard.
right,
It's not easy. It's not. You're not people. You're looking at highlights. You're not looking at the grind. Like, you're not looking at the. You gotta have money. You gotta work. You
right,
gotta you gotta talk to people. You
right,
gotta you're gonna deal with a lot of people that are gonna say yeah, 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 but then they're not gonna follow through. You're gonna deal with a lot of people that's just trying to get
right.
star status, clout chasing, whatever you call it.
All
You're gonna deal with it.
facts.
You're gonna
Yep.
deal with a lot of competition, not realizing that's true. I ain't gonna lie. There's a quote. They said there's competition at the bottom. There's no competition at the top.
Nope.
You know why? Because everybody's working together.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, all the top rappers or rappers that's been in the game so long is they collaborate. Yes,
Even
do
in
they got their
business.
solo?
Right,
Right.
right,
Yeah, they got their solos. That's dope. But every time I look at their music, I'm always seeing the same people. I'm seeing different people. I'm seeing different people putting out, supporting people's albums, and they were part of the albums. Like, that's the collaboration. And like, you gotta like, if you want to really be in this, you need to know how to collaborate.
right, right, right.
Um, and you gotta invest. You gotta invest. Ain't nothing free.
Facts.
You
Nothing.
gotta put quality out there. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like,
right,
really, really put quality out there instead of trying to make one hit. Like, that's what I would tell somebody, that a kid that's trying to be an artist, and you got to know your why. And why do like why should I listen to you?
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What you know what I mean, what, like you said, what is the why, or what is the purpose, you know what I mean, what is your purpose for putting this music out? Like, are you trying to deliver a message? You know what I mean, you just trying to get music to the people, you trying to get some things off your chest. You know what I mean, like you have a specific, you know what I mean, goal that you're trying to achieve, and then when you achieve that goal, what else you gonna do with it? You know what I mean? So I can definitely understand that. You know what I mean? So tell people, you know what I mean, your social networks, where they can get a hold of you, all that good stuff.
look, so I'm on Instagram. If you guys want to find me on Instagram, it's BX Grind. It's right there. It's J Grind. Just put the BX over there.
You know what?
TikTok is
Let me do this for you right quick. Let me do this for you. Where's my thing at? Captions. Because I had it ready. It's going to be at the bottom of the screen right now. Make sure you follow Jae Grind on Instagram at BXJ Grind. What else you got for him?
TikTok officially J Grind. Twitter, uh, BX Grind.
Yeah,
And then you can find me on YouTube, J Grind. You can find me on Apple, Spotify, uh, Dazzler, everywhere. You can find me everywhere. Just put in J Grind. You can see my visuals and stuff like that. And
right.
also, even if, like I said, you gotta just not be self-centered. And
Facts.
people think it's a self-centered business, and it's really not.
Nah,
You
it's a
just
collaboration business. Like
mhm.
you gotta connect with the people, the engineers, the producers, the PRs, the videographers.
read, read a lot of reading, and and actually talk to people who know more than you, so you can learn.
Right. Right. That's in anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like in any situation. And what people don't understand is that yeah, you people get upset when they got to spend money in anything that they have to do, especially if it's if their so-called passion, right? But they don't really understand is if you don't spend the money, you're going to spend something, so you want to spend time, right? So you want to
Mhm.
spend time on reading, like you said, on trying to do things yourself because you don't want, because you might want to try to figure it out yourself. So if you don't spend the money, you're gonna spend something. Either you spend time or you want to, do something else that's gonna take away from, maybe your ultimate goal. So listen, man, any other shout outs that you wanna give to the people?
Yo, shout out to all the artists that are out there that I work with. Shout out to my producers. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my fans that are gonna be listening to this. Shout out to everybody that's supporting me, because, like I said, I'm doing this for you guys. Obviously, this is coming from me to you guys. I'm sharing this with the world, so I'm
Right.
not letting you down. And I know I'm a breath of fresh air to a lot of people because I've heard it. So continue to support an artist who is being authentic and genuine and real with himself, because I'm gonna be real with y'all. So thank you.
That's what it is. Listen, man, I appreciate you, pulling up, tuning in with us on the Grind Live, J Grind. Make sure y'all follow us. You already know what it is, the Grind Report on the Grind Live, Instagram, Shaw Cypher. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all follow BXJ Grind, you know what I'm saying? Check them out on our website too, thegrindreport.com. And other than that, man, just keep grinding, keep doing your thing. I always tell the people I talk to, I'm proud of them. Keep grinding, man. Keep doing what you do. And then, I appreciate you tuning in with us. You know what I mean?
And also appreciate Shah Cypher on the Grind Network. Yo,
Yeah,
jump on his thing. Jump on his network. Get
man.
for real. Be serious. He's a professional. Don't play with him.
I appreciate it. Yeah, you gotta let people know I keep it as professional as I can, you know what I mean? I appreciate it, you know what I mean? So everybody tune in. You already know you know how to get to me. We'll make it easy. You know what I'm saying? So I'll add your boy.